Hello everyone, this is Jimmy and welcome to episode 36 of FTB Infinity Evolved Skyblock mode. I want to start today off by showing a kind of cool way that I came up with to make mana-infused blocks very quickly. It's basically just using the exchanger to swap the mana-infused block out with silver. And then you just repeat because the silver immediately gets transmuted into mana-infused, and you just, pick up the silver and put down more mana. Oopsies. You do have to be careful not to do that, because if you do that, you swap the snow with... I guess that's not a problem. We just leave that there. Yeah, no, that's actually fine. We'll just have a safety layer. It prevents fires. But anyways, with this, we can very easily and quickly transmute large amounts of silver into mana infused, which is needed to make Awakened Draconium. Or some of the Draconium tools anyways. I guess that's all the silver I have. Alright, so anyways, I'm gonna just keep tossing mana infused blocks into here, pouring our, what is this called, primal mana onto it, and transmuting it into pure mana. All that pure mana is used to make the Draconic Staff of Power. So I put all the recipes in to make it. It was like good 20 some crafting recipes. I suppose that's not terribly surprising because it's made from, all these draconic weapons, which is made from wyvern stuff, which yada yada yada. Eventually, we are even auto crafting beyond the first one. I had to put in the recipes for the unstable tools, which is using the division sigil we stabilized yesterday. Anyways, it's actually a lot less stuff in general than I expected. Only 6 pure mana and 17 awakened draconium blocks. But this does mean we have to awaken a lot more draconium. So let's go on to tackle that, which requires mostly dragon hearts. We have 1 dragon heart from the dragon we respawn, but more importantly, we have dragon essence. So we can spawn dragons using the spawner from RF Tools. That does require matter beamers. Did I craft these yet? I did not. Takes a minimum of 3, but to make it take any reasonable amount of time, let's go for 10. That uses 10 resonant frames, but I should have a few more of those left, right? I have 3 resonant frames, and I can just craft more if I want. Maybe not 100, because I don't have emerald chipsets. Started crafting some emerald chipsets on this slow crafting table. Not quite sure why, but we can make more resonant frames as needed, so that's not a problem. In fact, here, let's start these 12 now. They take maybe 5 to 10 minutes each to make on our big laser table, but started early so we have it done when we need it. Anyways, we can spawn the dragon in any dimension with this spawner, but I think it's easiest to do it in the end because his behavior is slightly more predictable in the end. It'll fly towards 0-0. One of the biggest challenges in trying to automate killing the dragon is dealing with the fact that it destroys blocks. So here I am in my test world. As you can see, I've got creative stuff going on, and I'm trying to figure out what exactly can keep the dragon contained. So, first of all, what can keep the dragon from breaking blocks? I'm trying the Thaumcraft Wand Focus. Apparently I can't show it anymore, but it's the warding wand focus. So can't even show you its recipe apparently. Well, it works on anything. It works on any block. However, it does not work on tile entities, like block entities. So I can't ward, for example, the RF Tools block projector or the energy cell that's providing power for it. So that doesn't seem to work. However, it does actually prevent blocks from being broken. I also can't use it to ward redstone. So the next thing I tried then was the block protector. With this, you just select the block protector with your wrench, make sure wrench is in select mode, and then you can choose what blocks to protect. So as you can see here, I'm protecting that. You can have it protect, oopsies, that block there disappeared because the dragon killed it. You can have it select mode. You can have it protect entities like this. However, when the dragon flies by, it happily kills stuff through the RF Tools protector. So, whoopsies, he missed it there. But trust me, we just saw the blocks disappear earlier when the dragon flew through it. So it's capable of griefing this. So, looks like the only thing I've discovered so far that is truly capable of preventing the dragon from breaking the blocks is the Thaumcraft warding spell. I can place a bunch of these, and any that are warded will not be broken when the dragon flies through. However, the fact that it can't be used on tile entities rather strongly restricts what I can do with it. My initial plan was to try to hold the dragon in place with a corporeal attractor, which is actually capable of pulling the dragon. When the dragon gets close, he will run straight for this corporeal attractor. You see, it's able to pull it in. However, eventually the dragon runs into it and griefs it, which kind of defeats its purpose. Now, the corporeal attractor has a alternate mode where it's pushing. And this is an interesting case because while the corporeal attractor is in push mode, the dragon will try to approach it, but be unable to approach it. That does, I think, mean that I can build a cage for the dragon with a bunch of these on push mode to like, kind of like a force field cage, like they do with particle colliders. Here, let's watch this dragon approach. You see, it can't actually reach the thing to grief it because it pushes it away stronger than it pulls it. But to actually be able to use this, we're going to have to set up like a whole bunch of these in a nice neat cage around the spot where the dragon spawns. I don't know. I guess I'll give that a shot. If it doesn't work this time, I think I'm going to give up. I've tried a whole bunch of setups, yeah. And no matter what I do, it seems that even if the blocks are placed symmetrically, this is symmetrical, right? Yeah. Even if it pushes the dragon symmetrically, the dragon still ends up escaping and then along the way avoids one of the blocks. So I think what I'm just going to do is set up one matter or one pusher but underneath the spawner to protect the spawner so that, if the dragon comes back for it, it can never reach it. But we won't fully contain the dragon, and thus we'll just kill it manually. I mean, I won't have a weapon quite as good as this one, but it'll be close. So let's switch back to our actual world. I was about to start recording and say that since we're going to be doing a fair bit of stuff in the end, I want to build another quantum tunnel to the end. However, then Thaumcraft decided it didn't want me to see for a little while, so it gave me this blur vision effect. All said, it's I don't know, kind of cool, I guess. It's what the world looks like when I take my glasses off. Anyways, we can see once again, so let's cause a little explosion. Explosive power. We need to cause an explosion for, I think, a singularity and a mana pearl, or that thing, right? Ender pearl dust. There we go. And then we can link this with another one of these that we build in the end. And power up. Why don't you link? Hello? There we go. All I need the quantum tunnel for is to place a wireless access point here in the end so that I can, access my storage system here. I'm going to put one of these corporeal attractors on pushing mode here just to make sure the dragon doesn't get any clever ideas and fly through it. Here's my dragon spawning apparatus. With any luck, it won't get griefed. So starting from the top, we have the spawner itself. It's facing up such that hopefully this dragon spawns above it. And then it'll fly towards the center there. There's a pushing attractor here. So it's this is more like a corporeal, what's the opposite of attract? I don't know. A corporeal pusher. But it's pushing the dragon away so that hopefully it doesn't get any clever ideas and accidentally or intentionally grief my setup here. Now, there are 10 matter beamers here. They're all linked to the spawner, so you can link them just by right-clicking with the wrench, like so. And then when you give them a redstone signal, when you give them a strong redstone signal, let's copy that setting across to all of these real quick. They start broadcasting, basically they turn the item that's in them into like an energy beam and send it up to the spawner. So the spawner is now receiving, you see in that tooltip there, bulk matter and living matter. For the dragon, it needs 200 points of living matter, which is any living matter, 200 points of bulk matter in the form of endstone, and 0.1 points of called key matter in the form of bottles of enchanting. So, with my 10 beamers, I have 5 of them dedicated to Endstone, 4 to Wheat, and 1 to Bottles of Enchanting, which I don't have any of yet. But each piece of wheat counts for 1.5 points of living matter, so that's why I want more doing whereas each piece of Endstone only counts as 1 point. So anyways, this item conduit's distributing it to the various matter beamers. Yeah, it all gets beamed up into here, and once it has enough to spawn a dragon, it should do so. I'm going to turn it off for now because I don't want to bank too much in here. I want to spawn the dragons one at a time. So next step is to acquire Bottles of Enchanting. Unfortunately, there's no good crafting recipe for it. The only crafting recipe requires bees. I'm not about to get into that. So I think we have to do it the vanilla way, which is to trade for them. I'm going to try putting bottling experience with just plain old bottles to see if it's just the recipe doesn't show, but I don't expect that to work. Right-clicking bottles on either the experience obelisk or the fluid tank doesn't do anything, and putting the bottle in the fill slot doesn't do anything. So I guess we have to go find a villager that is willing to trade with us. What type of villager that is it that has Bottles of Enchanting trades again? I actually don't recall off the top of my head. Let me grab a spawner, and I'll look up what type of villager I'm looking for. I think it's specifically a cleric that I'm looking for. So we'll spawn in a handful of these guys until I get a cleric. I have to tell exactly who's a cleric. What do clerics look like? I don't know if a priest counts as a cleric. All the information I'm finding is for like post-rework villagers. So I've discovered that you can just make bottles of enchanting in the auto enchanter by, well, enchanting glass bottles with essence. So it takes it a little bit of time, but each glass bottle spawns 20 dragons, which should be plenty. So I'm just going to take 2 of these, head back over to the end, and then we can use that to spawn our first few dragons. Or our next few dragons, I guess. Right now our spawner has everything it needs to spawn dragons except the last little bit, which is the Bottles of Enchanting. So basically, as soon as I flip this lever, I expect a dragon to pop out. And there it goes. Alright, it didn't grief our setup. That's the most important thing. I should probably turn the explosion on my bow off. Explosive power off. Alright, and then this is now charging up to work on another dragon. In fact, one should pop out very soon. Where did that first one go, by the way? Did it despawn? Am I too far? Or no, it probably just flew towards the center and it got out of my range. Yeah, there it is. Okay. So yeah, I'll just leave that thing on spawning dragons. I'll kill them slowly because my bow kind of sucks right now. But once we kill a few, we can upgrade our bow and get better, you know. Well, actually, they die pretty quick when you hit them. You just have to actually hit them, huh? Alright, but yeah, a little bit of dragon farming coming up. Right now our spawner's quite slow and my damage is quite low, but it'll do. If I get like 5 or 6 more dragons, I think we can upgrade my get the bow and the staff of power, the draconic bow and staff of power. I'm also gonna make a greater ring of magnetization to hopefully grab some of the drops as they fall. The dragon heart itself, which is what I'm actually interested in, isn't affected by gravity until you touch it. But the dragon also drops like green hearts or something, and I would love to have some of those. Alright, so I think, yeah. Well, wait, there comes another dragon. About to say, we're probably also about to run out of... No, we've got plenty of that left. Never mind. Apparently, each one of these dragon kills does cause another end portal to spawn, which is a little annoying. It's going to mean my end here is going to be covered in end portals. Thankfully, there's nothing important here that I don't want to grief, but I don't know. Lots of portals. I'm almost out of endstone here. I think it's because my endstone production speed is only slightly higher than the rate that my sifters consume it. So my net production is pretty low. But this, I mean, it only takes 200 endstone per dragon. So 2000 endstone spawns 10 dragons. That should be more than enough for the foreseeable future. At least the immediate future. Alright, come at me, dragons. lots of dead dragons. Each of these new portals represents one more dragon death. A nice line of portals too that go from where we spawned them to the center of the end. But anyways, I think at this point a dragon hasn't spawned in a while, so I suspect we're out of something or another. Yeah, we've run out of bulk matter. That's fine. In total, I have 18 dragon hearts. That's enough for now. Apparently, the dragon only drops miniature yellow hearts. So if I want green ones, I have to, I think, yeah, I can craft yellow ones into green with pineapple upside down cake. But, oh wait, no, you can craft green hearts this way. And then you can turn them into, it's totally not worth it. I don't need more hearts. What's gonna kill me? Anyways, I think let's get out of the end now and start using all of this, all of those dragon hearts to make draconium. I initially set up this little platform here to be my draconium crafting area because it involves explosions, and I'm gonna use it for that. So we briefly, whoopsies, that's a lot of CDs. We briefly repurposed it to be our CD generator, but now that I have all of the CDs I need, I think we no longer need a CD generator. I'll do the awakening here in batches. So, I don't want all the hearts stacked on top of each other. I'm going to throw 8 hearts down at a time. They can be close, but maybe it's fine for them to be stacked. I'm honestly not sure. This is a process that is automatable, although given the amount of work that takes, I think it's easier just to batch craft it as needed. So once again, we'll turn on our explosion here and activate the hearts. Okay, I guess we need a bit more explosive power to activate the hearts. You can deactivate them by just running into it. In fact, let's just put all the hearts together. Probably a little bit easier that way. If I do that, I should be able to activate them all at once. And then I want to throw 16 draconic cores at a time in, and a total of 4 stacks of them. Basically, I want each heart to get 16 cores. And then each heart will... I think some of the hearts ate extra cores. Basically, the hearts will eat more cores than they need to. So that's why I think I started throwing the cores early. But when it's done, we have some explosions. No, maybe we got them all. Let's see. That was 8 hearts. So if we have 32 blocks, that's everything. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. Oh no, I messed it up a bit and we wasted some blocks as a result. No big deal. I mean, it's kind of a big deal because that's a bunch of dragon hearts wasted, but I'll live. This stuff is super hard to pick up. It's like super hard and it takes a while to mine, and I don't have my staff of power yet. If I had more, I would just exchange and gadget it with this, but I guess I'll use some fodder block. We'll use hawthorn beads. The exchanging gadget is great like this. Much easier. Anyways, let's try that again with the other hearts. I'll do 8 more. This time I think I will wait that's 9, I think. I'll wait a little longer before I start throwing draconic cores, because I think that's where I went wrong. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Activate them all. And then I'm going to wait until they start accepting cores to start throwing them. So once those white particles come out. Oh shoot, I threw them all at once. Stop, abort, nope, can't abort it. Alright, well we're going to waste a lot of hearts here. Apparently, wait, no? It looks like actually the cores all got divided among the hearts evenly. We'll see what happens. I might only awaken 4 pieces of draconium. That's kind of what I'm expecting here. I meant to throw them 16 at a time, not all of them at once. Yeah, I managed to waste a bit of dragon hearts there. Whoopsies. Despite my best efforts, I still managed to get 30 total blocks of awakened draconium. I think that's enough to make the staff of power, right? Yeah, that only uses 17. Alright, hopefully this auto crafting doesn't get stuck anywhere. Have at it. I'm gonna keep an eye on this because there's a lot of like items with MBT data that it could get stuck on. I would not be surprised if it got stuck, but we'll see how it goes. Looks like it went off without any issue. So now here's a Draconic Staff of Power. Let's also make the bow. Draconic Bow. This should be, relatively speaking, easy. Only uses 5 Awakened Draconium blocks. And once it makes the energy cores, our bow should be done. So the Draconic Energy core is made by pouring, I think it's like 40 ingots of molten draconium over an awakened core, and I just have a tank with plenty of molten draconium in there. Anyways, it's like our bow is done. Nice. Next up, let's put some modifiers into them. So they accept how many total? 6. And for best value, you want awakened cores. So can I get actually does the Staff of Power accept more than 6? It accepts 12. So in total I'm gonna need 18 awakened cores. I don't think I can make 18 of them. No, I cannot. Dang it. Alright, well we have 2 hearts left. So let's use those hearts to make those last 8 blocks of awakened draconium. This time I'm gonna go ahead and not mess it up. Doing things right for once. Maybe. The fact, let's not stack the dragon hearts directly on top of each other. Maybe that was part of the problem. I can't say for sure. But it couldn't hurt. Half the cores go to you, half the cores go to the other one. And this time we can see they're already linked to different pieces of charged draconium. So we will definitely get 8 pieces of awakened draconium off this. The fact that the explosions are staggered also means that they won't like override each other. The recipe for void metal is very easy because I have tons of void seeds. 25,000 of them specifically. Stack of void seeds makes a stack of void metal, and that goes in the alchemy here. It also takes some metalum, but I have 2,000 of that. Alright, lastly, we need some mana steel. ST. Steel. And I'm just gonna handcraft a large batch of that. Because I don't have automation set up around the mana pool mechanics here yet. With that, I should be able to make, was it 18, right, that I needed? No, it must have been 16. 16 awakened cores. Alright, have at it. While that crafts, let's see if we can speed up our endstone production a little bit more. The bottleneck used to be lava, which meant the speed upgrades in here didn't matter. But now that the bottleneck is something else, I think putting more speed upgrades into all of these transfer nodes might help. So let's put some more into this one. And lastly, I guess I could replace that hopper with a speed upgrade out the wazoo transfer node. There we go. Now that is a lot of endstone. This is now making endstone much faster than it was before. And I don't even have all that many speed upgrades in this one yet. But there we go. Now we're actually producing tremendous amounts of endstone. It's like probably 5 or 6 a second. Find out where the bottleneck is. You know what? At some point this is going to start being laggy, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Alright, 16 awakened cores are done. Let's upgrade our gear. So, base damage, velocity, draw speed. Let's just do something like that. I'll put the next one in. I have 3 left. Let's put 2 in each, I guess. Wait. Oh, you can only have 1 in draw speed. I see. Where do we put the last one then? Base damage. There we go. Draw speed of 0.1 seconds. Let's see how good this bow is. We can transfer all our enchants over from one bow to the other by just taking them out of this and putting them in this. And then let's just make sure explosive is off. Max all these out. at least as much as I can. Ooh, that fires fast. It also uses a lot of power. Haha. For the staff, I think I'm only going to really use it as a weapon, so I'll put the points into the weapon stats. Turns out it is 12, not 10, so I do need 2 more cores to completely max it out, but I guess that's all we can do for now. Up to 27 by 27 attack AoE, or 160 damage, and we can have a few more points to put into damage at our convenience. It put some enchants on it. It probably doesn't matter, but 172 attack damage and 30% of the target's health. Hey. Oh, you're taking... I have one of the funnest Thaumcraft Wither, or not Wither, whatchamacallit, like the bad effects that you can get from Flux. This one causes you to cause Wither to anything you look at. It's way more fun on a multiplayer server where you can just randomly wither your friends by looking at them, and they'll have no clue why they're withering. Anyways, I guess I'm gonna go kill a few more dragons with all that endstone we have again, and get more Awakened Draconium. This bow is unsurprisingly really good. It one-shots the Ender Dragon. I have to be somewhat mindful to give the dragon enough time to fly away from my spawner before I shoot it, otherwise I risk the portal griefing the spawner. But hey, it works. So I think, here, let's see exactly how much I need. The main thing I need Awakened Draconium for now is the creatives. So the creative energy cell takes 16 Draconic Flux Capacitors per. So let's see what it takes to make 16 of these. A few more Nether Stars, surprisingly, but 71 Awakened Draconium per. So we need 4 of those total. So, well, each heart makes 4 Awakened Draconium if I don't mess it up. So I need 71 total dragons. That's not too bad. I'm probably not gonna do them all in one go, but I'm gonna spend a little bit of time here farming up dragon hearts. Definitely bottlenecked by how slowly they spawn now, because I can one-shot them. But 71 dragons shouldn't be that bad. At that, levitating Enderman. Speed up the dragon spawning rate, I added a few more matter beamers. So there's 10 total now that are beaming endstone, which I think is a bottleneck. And it results in an Ender Dragon every, I'd say, about 15-ish seconds. I haven't measured it, I'm just estimating. And ooh, almost left that heart behind. Give me, thank you. But yeah, that means it should only take like 20-ish minutes to get the 80 some hearts I need. Shouldn't be that bad. I'm not quite done yet. Let's see how many hearts I have total. 31, but I'm down to 1% jetpack fuel, so I think I have stayed long enough. The bow costs almost 1 million RF a shot. There's somewhere for it to show. There we go, in the lower right-hand corner. So yeah, it really drains through my jetpack very quickly. But I think if I make a Draconic Energy, whatever capacitor for myself, it'll have plenty of charge. But let's turn those hearts I just got into Awakened Draconium now. This time I won't mess it up. 4 hearts at a time. And then the rest of the process is the same. So now do it right. Come on, Jimmy, don't mess it up this time. Don't throw all the cores at once. Uh-oh, some of them are pointing at the same blocks. Maybe it's been patched such that doing multiple hearts at a time will always, or will almost always cause problems. Let's see. If this doesn't transform 16 blocks, I'm just going to do them one at a time from now on. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. No, that got all 16. Okay, we're good. It looks to me like the trick is that you really have to stagger their explosion timing, and you do that by throwing the cores not all at the same time. That way, each explosion, transforms 4 blocks into Awakened Draconium, and it doesn't override the next one. If my theory is right, I should be able to do all 10 of these, activate all 10 hearts, without losing. Basically, there's exactly 40 pieces of charged Reconium left. I shouldn't lose any of it. This is the most technically challenging aspect of Minecraft. Storing your items exactly 16 at a time. Huh, some of the hearts are still spinning white. I think I managed to mess it up again. We'll see. The ones with white particles means that they didn't pick up a core, I think. No, never mind. We're all good. Perfect results. And the Staff of Power is actually a fast enough pickaxe that I can mine this stuff reasonably quickly. I could turn on AoE mode, but I'll probably forget to turn it off when I'm done and accidentally put a huge hole in my base. So I'm just not going to do that. With all this awakened Draconium, let's first make 2 more awakened cores to finish upgrading my Staff of Power. And 2. This is definitely not necessary, but hey, we now do 212 damage a hit. I don't know, maybe we'll fight something with it later. And then with the rest, we'll just make energy, what are they called? Flux capacitors. Let's start by just making 1. I want to see how many, basically the first one I make, I want to use for myself. So I want to see how many awakened cores I can jam into it to increase its capacity. The Chaos Dragon does exist, but I don't think we're going to fight it. There's no reason to fight it. Like, the Chaos Shards are... Yeah, we definitely don't need the Draconic Reactor. And unless the only reason to fight it is to make the Draconic Reactor, I guess. So I'm not going to bother with that. The capacitor has a 250 million capacity and room for 6 cores. So 1.45 billion, I guess, when fully upgraded. That's a lot of RF. I'm going to go ahead and charge it and then continue charging Draconium. This capacitor is going to take a tremendously long time to charge. Even charging it, I guess it's only like 50,000 RF a tick. I think there's a lot of things competing for this energy. Actually, no, where else would all this energy be going? I'm not converting any RF to EU anymore, right? I turned this off. Yeah, this is off. So all the output from my 3 turbines, I guess, I don't know, maybe there's other passive consumers around. Whatever. Point is, this flux capacitor is going to take a long time to charge. But once it's charged, it'll also last a better part of forever. And that's all the time we have for today, so we can let it charge between episodes, and we'll come back next time, finish the slaughtering of dragons, and move on to, in earnest, towards making the creative energy cell, I believe. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.